say.
All of you should probably raise your hands. At this point, all of you should raise your hands. Agriculture is the basis of all this. All the food you eat, most of the clothes you wear, and even the gas you put in your car has a basis in agriculture. However, this doesn't happen alone. Not one farmer, not one individual produces the food, fuel, or clothes that you purchase. It is labor in the form of farm laborers, most of them coming across the border from Mexico or other countries, coming in to work in these low-paying, harsh jobs which produce everything we consume. So what is farm labor? Farm labor is a tough job. It's done by tough, hardworking people, many of whom, like I said before, come across the border, come from different countries to work in these jobs. They work in the fields picking, cleaning, and harvesting all of what we consume, the fiber, the food, the fuel. It's scary to realize, though, that many of these people are coming across the border illegally. A labor study shows by the American Farm Bureau Federation shows that 50 to 70% of farm laborers in our country are illegal or unauthorized. This is a scary statistic, but it's the truth. Nobody here in our country, being white privileged, black privileged, Mexican privileged, being privileged people in our country, wants to do these jobs because they are such a harsh job. So, what do? They work long hours in harsh conditions, out in fields, in the sun, for low-paying jobs, and a lack of health care, health insurance, child care, and other services that maybe other high-paying jobs would provide. So what's their importance? Their importance is they provide what we need in the stores and allow us to purchase what we need. So there's a shortage to this labor. In recent months, with the start of the Trump administration, immigration law has become much more strict. This has scared people coming across the border to not come across the border because they are scared they're going to be trapped here or be collected up and sent back across the border into crime and in an even worse place. These people are coming across the border for a better life in the U.S. because they believe in the American dream still. So what is this causing? This is causing producers and innovators to think outside the box. Because there's a shortage of labor, they're going to mechanize machines. An example of this by an MIT study of technology. Today, a company called Abundance, their CEO Dan Steer said the following. A recent test in Australia, where the apple season is currently underway, proved that a company's prototype can spot apples roughly as accurately as humans can and can pull them down gently and deposit them into large crates just as human pickers would do. So this is kind of a shift. Instead of having manual labor from those immigrants or migrant laborers who come across the border to pick the fruits and vegetables for us, now we're being forced to innovate and create machines that will do it for us. So how is this going to affect you as a consumer and the farmers whose job it is to produce the food that we consume? Nellie Bowles of Vice News found that not only in California but other states, field hand wages are going up. This means for a farmer that the price of labor, which in the sense of a business model, labor costs a farmer 14 to 40% of their budget per year. This means that with a shortage of labor, farmers are forced to start to give, offer health insurance, child care, paid time off, and other necessities that maybe these slightly higher paid immigrants who are legally here want, which is causing farmers to spend more money. So what does this mean for consumers? For consumers, it's a risk of prices going up. Food, even processed food, the price of that will go up. When you buy fruits and vegetables, part of that cost that you're paying for is the labor downstream. So how do we fix this problem? This problem currently is being fixed through policy. Farm laborers themselves, you can think back to the days of Cesar Chavez, who moved to create policy change. That same thing's sort of going on now. They're calling for this new thing called Blue Card. So Blue Card essentially is if somebody's worked here and can prove they've worked here for 100 days, then they will be granted the ability to then work towards getting a green card, which will allow them to either stay here or come across the border to work each year. And there's bills. A bill currently is being passed which would provide for that blue card, and it's being headed by Kamala Harris, who's a Democrat in California, Patrick Leahy, who's a Democrat in Vermont, Michael Bennet, who's a Democrat in Colorado, and there's a few others who are co-sponsors of this bill. In conclusion, we need to appreciate those who do this harsh work and provide the food that we consume. Without them, each of us would have a vastly different life, and our lives would be much more complex. It is because of these people that our food is available in the stores at a decent price, and we have the quantity and quality and abundance of food we do. Farm laborers are an important part of the agriculture industry and must be protected and seen more as just a resource. Thank you.
How did that go?
I'm not feeling too well, so I kind of got messed up, but it is what it is.